Peace, peace, peace. Before we start, we gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Disclaimer: this is entertainment. First and foremost, this is entertainment. We aren't exposing anyone or ourselves. This is purely a form of entertainment. Disclaimer 2: if you are here to hear about nothing but fragrances from us, this isn't the video for you. You can probably click off, and that's okay. Kuba has videos on his channel he uploads all the time, and I have more lives. That'll be for you. This is for fun and outlandish activities.
Facts.
So know that. So with that being said, that's a disclaimer. Let me get this video up. We're going to play this audio real quick.
We're sleeping together one night. While we're doing it, I lost my erection. It's a terrible moment. You know what I mean? It just slides out. Like a drunk being asked to leave the bar. And he's like, I'll be back. And everyone's like, I don't know, dude. And she got insecure. She was like, is it me? And I was like, yeah. It's not your fault. You're very attractive. It's just we've done this a lot. You ever try to explain the situation? You make it 10 times worse. I was like, look, the penis is like a guard dog. For a stranger, it's going to go crazy. But with familiarity, it will soften. And she got angry. Started screaming and cursing at me. And then I got hard again.
Peace, 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 peace. What it do?
Damn, son. Yes.
The Cipher. It's the new Cipher.
Let's see fire in the chat. Y'all know what time it is? We back. It's been a minute. Y'all ain't seen this together since verse 6. Y'all know what
Don't make me pull it out. I don't want to pull it out right now, kid. I'm getting dangerous. Don't be putting that shit.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
I just want you to understand that it's not a little bit.
The Cipher.
Everybody, I hope y'all getting ready. We got 76 people in the chat. We're going to get to it. 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 We're going to get straight into it. Let me introduce myself for those who are new here. Maybe you came here because of my guy, but my name is EQ. I am Mr. DMV, more importantly, Mr. PG County himself in the Washington, D.C. area. I am Mr. I got that heat on the shelf.
Talk that shit.
Talk it. I am Mr. I don't have time to play games, and it's not about what you have, it's how you wear it. It is about taking it to next levels. I am one of your hosts. I am E flipping Q. I'm EQ. What you guys say?
That's it. Let me make sure my makeup is on point. Y'all know who I am already, because we all know. I'm the biggest in the game. Over a decade in the space. Your girlfriend's favorite reviewer. Biggest frag blind buyer. The dawn of dawns. Stay sober, the whiskey god of YouTube. Mr. Cut the check and cut it immediately, or you can't be seen in my presence. Cubano, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Talk to us nice. So before we get into the shenanigans, man, what was your center day? What was the weather like up in New York? Talk to us. What was the weather?
Today was glorious, fam. It was hitting like 65 to 67 today randomly. Bro, I walked outside in the tea and I was like, ooh, hoodie season is here, kid. I got open. I'm talking about no AC, windows were down. Now, I was smelling a bit like, you know, the old lady in Macy's wearing the pearls and shit, spraying you with fragrance because I was testing joints out today. But the last fragrance that I'm rocking today is kind of out of left field because I don't rock with the brand like that. But this was a blind buy that the notes had me slightly interested. And since I wasn't going to pay retail for it anyway, I had to pull out a little something crazy, a little Dubai, that amber joint from Bond number 9. Yo, the shit hit different. I was surprised because most of the Bond fragrances, respectfully, but this joint, along with like the indigo blue, I don't know, the Dubai blend's got a little something going on. And this has the right amount of amber, the right amount of funk. It just hit nice. And I'm a sucker for amber. So the 65 to 67 degree in the amber flow, chef's kiss. What about you, my G?
So it was raining on and off. And I'm like you down in the Washington, D.C. area. I swore you could smell fall or autumn right around the corner. You can smell it. So when I start thinking about that, I start thinking about I'm getting ready for my woody fragrances where it's a little bit warm in the middle of the day, cooler in the afternoon.
Yes,
so
sir.
I want to go with a classic. I'm not outside looking for compliments. I just want to smell regal. So I went with Creed Spice and Wood. Creed Spice and
Show
Wood.
it in the back. Yo, I haven't reached for, even though it's right behind me, I haven't reached for it for a second.
Bro.
And it's one of those fragrances is that you got to let it marinate and it does the best in fall. It's the right amount of spice. Now, granted, for retail, painful, but it's Creed, so you know what you're getting. However, in the fall, I just think specifically in the fall, it hits that sweet spot of like 60 to like 67 to like 58 degrees. Fire, my G.
Absolutely. The right amount of spice up top. You got that bergamot, that lemon. In the base, you got that patchouli. You got some ambergris. It's not doing too much. It's not too heavy. It has freshness, spice, and woods.
And you rich, bro. Let's be honest, because you flexing something that has 10 karat gold, all over. And that's it. That's it. You could be humble. I'll talk shit for you. Rich. That's it. Look at the background. Sit disrespectful.
Hey man, I'm just trying to keep up with you. I'm trying to keep up.
Offended. Now all these shit is fake, bro. They props.
Hey, look, this the thing, man. So at first I told the guys, I say, man, I want to go live like on Mondays through Fridays, right? Like own the space. You remember back in the days when the Showtime at the Apollo, the Cosby Show, MASH, Cheers, those shows at 8:30, you knew you had to turn on the TV because it was going to be entertainment. But then I said, bro, it's football season. I gotta watch my football, so I don't know. But that's a good segue into some of the stuff we're gonna talk about, right? Football season's going on. You're gonna have your commentators and things of that nature. But let me play what good Shannon Sharpe had to say. Let me see if I can.
That's my guy, kid. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow.
So we ain't going to get too much into it. So for those who don't know, Shannon Sharpe is an NFL football Hall of Famer. Great tight end. One of the best to ever do it. And I think he was doing Fox Fox on during the NFL season, like on their regular daily channel for like halftimes and all that other stuff and pregame show. Then he went over to with Skip Bayless, and over there he created a nice personality where he became doing Hennessy, Lakers in 5, popularity. Some would say he became more popular after than when he was playing. Some would say worldwide he became more popular with social media. Then he went over to ESPN, and then he had his show that he did, his podcast, and he had, I think what really took him off was the Cat Williams thing. I mean, the numbers, if I can get those numbers, bro, through the roof, it sent him in a trajectory. And I feel like at times that power, that fame at that age got to him. You can tell he started smelling himself, got a little bit more cocky in things that he would say, especially doing Nightcap. And somewhere down the line, he started a relationship with an 18-year-old girl. I'm sorry, OnlyFans model. Yeah, we'll get to it. OnlyFans model, and allegedly, allegedly, everything's allegedly. She asked for money, and he offered her a certain amount, allegedly. She turned that down, said, I need more. He said, yeah, I ain't doing that. She said, oh, I bet. I'm going to go get a lawyer. While doing that, they settled about a week ago on an undisclosed amount. I don't know if I seen that amount out there. I don't think it matters, but we already know. I think originally, allegedly, it was like somewhere in the 30-something million.
I think it was like 25 M's, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So in weeks later, which people thought he would return for football season, Disney, ESPN let him go. So right now he only has his internet thing. Let me back it up a second. Prior to all of this kicking, before she came out, he was going to, at least the rumors that was out there, he was looking at $100 million contract for ESPN. Then this came out. So that is the most expensive piece of ass I've ever seen in my entire life. The 100 plus whatever you paid out. I'm gonna go ahead and let you dive into it. Tell me some of your thoughts.
Submit to me. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting flashbacks of the audio. Submit to me. First of all, 18's crazy, right? If she can't buy a drink, I'm not smelling the pink. I can't, fam. Listen. I'm not Shannon Sharpe. I'm old and washed. You know what I'm saying? The salt and peppers on it, but I could understand how the young vagine fuck your brain up. Messes with your mental, especially when you're at a, prestigious level of net worth abilities. You know what I'm saying? And then you get this young little thought pocket out here making, however much she's making at 18's crazy work, right? But I could see, the older that I get, I understand. So back in the day, and I don't know, we all know, I'm not even going to try to cap. We all seen how the uncles, even the pops, was looking at the youngins like, and you understand, like, yo, that's kind of nasty. But then when you get to this age and you see a 22, 23, 24, you're like, no, I get it. And then when you a man of certain stature and power, you're like, I get it even more. Don't call me. Don't look at me. I'm going to throw a purse at you. I'm going to blow your back out and put your head through sheetrock and never call you again. But she was playing the game. She's like, I'm going to get this 50-something-year-old who's already got the bag, and I'm going to get him right here. She retired at 18. Crazy work.
Crazy work.
Keep it in your pants, Papa. At least wait till the 20. He was going to get got anyway. Because what happens is when you're at that kind of level of fame, and he's a good-looking dude, too. Dude's jacked as fuck. He's 50-something, still in phenomenal shape, right? Obviously very charismatic, because to be in that space, you got to be super charismatic. But you can't be throwing the beef around like that, thinking shit is sweet. She just got paid 20-something mil to just shut up. He's out of gas. You can't be throwing the meat out there like that, my guy. Especially with the youngins. The youngins is looking for a fast check. She's on OnlyFans already. She's looking for the check. Got him.
That was me. That's the red flag. So I say the acronym is DAD. Dick discernment. Dick control and discernment. You have to have penis control. When you have that much money, because the world is your access. Like when you have that much money, everything is attainable. You want a Ferrari tomorrow, you can go buy one. Well, they still do a waiting list. They don't care how much money you got with Ferrari, but you get my drift. If you want a Ferrari tomorrow, you can go buy one. You want a Lambo tomorrow, you can go buy one. You want this house, you can buy it. Women, you have more. The more money you have, the more access to women.
And the better looking you are.
And the better looking you are.
You could be 360 pounds, but in her mind, you 6'8", 280 with an 8-pack.
And no matter where he went, when the fame came up, he just didn't have enough discipline. Enough dick discipline. And he had no discernment because 18 is crazy. My thing is, I do get like being up that much money and saying, well, listen, I don't really want to, at this age, at least for him, you be like, look, and I ain't trying to get married because most women I'm gonna deal with ain't gonna have the money I have. I don't want to give it to her, but yet I kind of want to play the field. Then my thing is go get something older. There's escorts out here that you can get that know how to shut up.
I got 3 or 4 in the phone, allegedly. Never mind.
Allegedly. You just have to make better decisions in general, and more men have been killed in the grave, diseases, unwanted children that now you have to pay for because they lack dick discipline. And
dick discipline is crazy.
Dick discipline is crazy, but you gotta have it.
Fam. No pun intended. Pause.
Pause.
Dick discipline is hard. Pause. Like, I could understand, bro, because you know what I'm saying. We got 2 brains. Pause again, but this. It's just the other one just does a lot of thinking for us, man. I've been in, well, allegedly, I've heard of people that have been in situations like that with a younger, and they just, they fun, bro, but they problems. It never ends up well. It just never ends up well. It's always a fucking problem. There's never been I'm not gonna say never, but there's hardly ever a happy ending story. No pun intended. Happy ending story with a young chick and an older dude happily ever after. Like, oh, nah, this shit is Gucci. No, you gonna get hit up for something. You better throw a Birkin at her, a new whip, you paying the mortgage or the rent, taking care of her kids, the whole shit, or else she'll Shannon Sharpe you.
I mean, I just don't understand, like, I always said this too. I know a lot of people get with the 18 and listen, I'm not remotely interested in anything that young just because after it's all said and done, you're going to be like, I don't even want you talking to me. Like mentally, you're not even there. I can't talk to you about life.
What are you going to talk about?
Exactly.
Labubu?
Like panty droppers or something. I don't know.
Stop.
Like what is there to really talk about? So my thing is like, I think some of the bigger industry, and not to get too serious into it, is maybe the US has to start looking at 18. Like at 18, they let girls do porn. So I know we're not looking at it, but a lot of you guys who want panty droppers, you on the spank bank, you got your lotions, your Jergens, and you're watching porn. If it's a new girl, there's a likelihood that she just turned 18 or she's somewhere within that 18 to 20. When we were younger, some of the girls we watched, they got into the game, they came in at that 18, 21 range. So when you start saying, damn, we really let 18-year-old girls enter the sex work industry, that's a little crazy when you think about it from that aspect. Like they can't go buy liquor. They can't rent a car. They can't even go into a gun shop and buy a gun.
Facts.
At best, they can join the military. So maybe that's something that needs to be looked at, but I don't know. But that's a costly penny that I'm sure he wish he can take back. But we'll see what happens to him. Where do you think he land up? You think he get on his feet or what?
You're going to be chilling, bro. This is one of those shits that is going to be a mild little cloud. They're going to talk about it for 2.5 to 3 months. Everybody's going to forget about it. He's going to keep it pushing. He took the L. Let's see. He's going to be, bro, he's probably going to make double. You know what's going to happen? Brand deals are going to come pouring in 3 to 6 months all day because all the attention. He's gonna recoup that money in the next 12 to 24 months. He's gonna recoup that money, guaranteed, guaranteed. Because it's like bullshit cancel culture. It's like bullshit cancel culture.
He does own his IP though, because he still has Nightcap, and he still has his Shannon Sharpe show. I mean, the set down on the couch. But
he'll be fine.
Cat
He's gonna
tried to
recoup
warn
that
him.
shit light work.
Cat tried to warn him. Monique tried to warn him. And somebody else came on his show, was like, listen, man, you need to settle down. Sometimes when you have that money, when you think about it, though, somebody always said, I think somebody said something to me. They said, you ever walk into a room of CEOs or people at a certain level? It's one thing they kind of all have in common. They're all married. There's a certain level of trust with that kind of money in marriage that kind of go hand in hand. It's like it is something when they look at you like, oh, where's your wife? Okay, I can trust you for that. Then okay, then maybe you have stability. That's why we don't have presidents that aren't married.
Yeah.
Or certain CEOs that just aren't married.
Bro, when you get to that, when you become a high value man, as that's the hype of shit, right? That's the quote, high value man. When you become that high value man, the world is your oyster. So when you're surrounded by the same kind of individuals, which generally high value men are surrounded by that same circle, because you can't be surrounded by some bum juice motherfuckers, because we just don't have nothing to talk about.
Right.
Everybody's doing the same schemy shit. They got the wife and the side piece. Side piece is generally younger, hotter, badder, and shut the fuck up because you're paying half the bills. They're all in that space. So they're like, yo, how's wife? It's like the hidden secret. Yo, how's wife? Wife good? Cool. Mine too. You know what I'm saying? That's like hidden tone. But he just got caught out there with a baby, bro. She's mad young. Get out of here. That's just crazy. I wouldn't do it.
And I think that's really what got him, is her age. If she was 25, 27, I think they would have let him ride.
Oh,
I think they would let him ride out. I think it's the 18 aspect. And they said, I think people start doing math because they like, hold on, 18, I think is what she is now. So it's like, y'all was in a relationship, 18. Then it starts being like, was it 18? Was it 17? Are you grooming? And I just think when you deal with a company like Disney, it's like
18 Disney.
It's
just a little suspect. She's a little suspect.
Yeah, absolutely. So he just got to make better choices. But here's the funny part that we said CEOs, the segue into another thing. Now, what's everybody's thoughts? Because I see people going off in the comments and stuff. What's everybody's thoughts on that astronomer CEO? Everybody hip to that? If those ain't hip to that, let me see if I can get that on. Astronomer.
Update on the Coldplay concert affair. This is Andy Byron, the CEO of the data company Astronomer, and Kristen Cabot, the chief people officer of the same company. Yep, they're both married. Not to each other, but it gets worse. Sitting directly next to them was Alyssa Stoddard, senior director of people at Astronomer, a newer hire who just got promoted. And based on her reaction, it was obvious that this was not a spontaneous, innocent outing. One thing is clear, the entire company might have known something was up. One user even wrote, that's going to be one awkward board meeting, if not a couple divorces too. As for Andy's actual wife, she's moving swiftly. She's already removed his last name from her social profiles, deleted all their photos together, and gone completely silent, while her comments are flooded with messages of heartbreak and support. One of the top comments reads, SIS, lawyer up. You deserve so much better. Meanwhile, Kristen's been wiped from Astronomers Up About Us page in what some are calling a quiet internal response to the firestorm. It's unclear if Andy will follow, but this level of viral attention may force action. What Coldplay thought was just a cute fan cam moment has turned into a full-on HR disaster with 20 M+ views, a potential divorce, and an entire tech company dragged into public scandal. Update on the...
That's crazy, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought it was his assistant. If it was his assistant, I'd be like, that's regular. Let's be clear. Allegedly. I've heard, when I was in the corporate space, I've heard in the corporate space that there's a lot of in-office fucking. I've heard it. That's regular. That's regular. Your assistant to the boss to the VP. There's mad in-office. But you to do it at a concert in like a VIP area just all cuddled up, thinking you're not gonna get bagged up. You stupid as fuck.
Yeah, that's again, that goes back to like comfortability. People are too comfortable.
Is that the dick discipline?
That's the dick discipline. Dick discipline and discernment. He lacked dad. He didn't have dad because it would have gave him dick discipline and discernment. And my thing is like he got real comfortable, and it's like soon as they go to like, I think we've all been old enough where kiss cam is always catching people. It's like it's been a running joke since what, the 80s, like kiss cam.
Are you watching Coldplay?
Yeah, if you on some creep, the last thing they being like, we going on cam, it's like, all right, yo, we need to go ahead and let's chill for a minute. Let's just relax. Because clearly, I don't believe they was in town. I didn't look at it, but they probably was like, oh, this is a business trip. We out of town. We got concerts while we out of town. I don't expect this to happen, but you got to relax.
Fam, they had office people there that already knew. You saw Shorty who was there was like, oh my God, we've been knowing y'all fucking, but you caught us on camera. Everybody knows. Everybody knew that. Listen, if you ask the chat respectfully, allegedly, I'm not asking anybody to incriminate themselves, but anybody who's worked in corporate America or office environments know there's inner office fucking. You find exit number 7. Nobody ever takes those steps unless it's a fire drill. You blowing somebody's back out for 16, 17 minutes. That's a long ass time. 3.5 is more than enough. And then you go back to work like nothing ever happened. You go into the, to the bathrooms. Everybody knows this type of shit happens, but you to do this shit in public next to your coworkers, and then you get caught on camera, shouted out. Stop.
So that's my thing. It's one thing when, it's certain jobs people know people getting on. The hospital industry.
Yo, bro, stop.
They get
nurses.
Crazy. The nurses, they get crazy in there, right?
Stop, bro.
They get crazy.
All day.
The military, when you deploy or you on TDY, oh, it gets crazy on TDY. You be like, hey, we gotta go somewhere on TDY. But in the NBA, think about NBA. I think every NBA wife knows that their husband got 1 or 2 joints in different cities. At least one. At least one.
Contract, fam. That's in the that's a fact, bro.
You got one. I think the biggest thing when it comes to like somebody with that kind of access or power is don't give me no disease.
Facts.
Don't bring no babies, and don't publicly embarrass me.
That's the biggest one. Don't publicly embarrass me. That's the biggest one. Because some motherfuckers be slipping out here and got 14 kids, 3 different tones that speak 7 languages. But the public embarrassment portion, that's the biggest one. Don't let TMZ or public, somebody snap a flick of you. Don't let them send it to my inbox. That's the biggest allegedly. Not that I've experienced anything. I'm just speaking. Hypothetically, I've read online. That's the shit that fucks them up the most, fam. You can't be sloppy. And we all sloppy.
But see, that again, the name of the show, I might have to change the title to Dad, Dick Discipline and Discernment.
That's crazy.
Because so there was this video clip. I wish I had saved the video clip for the phone. I probably can find it while you're talking, but there's this, as we already know that the young kids, they're doing that streaming thing. They're streaming for like hours. Where there's one who's like really, really, really popular, one of the popular ones. I don't think he's as big as Kai, but he's up there, right? Duke Dennis.
Yeah.
And he was in the streets. I don't know if you saw it on TikTok. And there's a girl, God bless her father. He must be rolling over in his grave. Or, his heart, like if you on TikTok and you see your daughter trending, she basically walked up to him and said,
oh, yeah.
Let me slob you.
Yeah. She was like, yo, I'll give you slow neck. And he's like, they're coaching her like, nah. What are you doing? You can't be.
And she's like, I'm the best. I'm the best around. I'm the best in Idaho. And it's like, in that curiosity, you'd be like, well, she the best. This might be about 30 seconds to a minute. It ain't going to take long. It's going to be, but that discipline to be like, I can't do it.
Now, let's be clear. Let's speak facts. He's live streaming. If that camera was off, though.
I think he circled back, though. That's
that camera was all because you're not gonna tell allegedly. You're not gonna tell me, yo, I'm the best, and come up with this confidence. I'm the best. I'll give you. They used to call me Rubberneck in high school. Be like, what? That's crazy. Yo, put that shit down. Prove it. Stop. You come on. What?
they call her Dyson because she loses no suction.
The V8 modified,
Crazy,
fully
bro.
charged. Stop it. You know, he had to charge. The camera was on, so he was like, nah, you can't be doing that shit. What you mean? Your whole shit come down? It's crazy. Nah, don't do it. Because the camera's on. But if the camera was off, he's like, yo, stop. For real? That's crazy. Like, stop.
But here's the flip side. I think being a little bit rich or being famous, because fame is the new drug. I don't know if people chase the money as much as they chase the fame.
Oh, 100%.
Going viral. So I think the problem that I think people have to worry about is when you have that kind of money, why you need discernment part of that is she going to be the type that's going to do a TikTok story, a 30-part TikTok story about how her throat was a daycare. She's a daycare provider. She's collecting all the kids at drop-off point. Like, is she going? Are you going to end up on a TikTok story?
So he's going to be like, yo, 101 ways to slap it off my uvula. What? And then she's going to make fucking, 10 G's in that month. Yeah. And she's like, I'm Gucci.
She'll go viral. Think about the one girl that what did she do? The Hop Tour girl? Like, she literally, I can't even imagine how much money she making to go viral. I mean, viral is the wave if you do it right. Like, it's this one girl who do like this cowboy line dancing thing is the new thing now. She did this dance. Everybody's been doing the dance, but she had a way of like making it stripper-esque. They be paying her 5 G's just to go somewhere and do the dance.
That? Just curious. What's her name?
It's like Janelle, some young girl. She probably.
I'm not gonna look that up.
But they do this line dance thing that's popular, and it's like she's getting booked to do this dance, and it's like because she went viral, and it's almost like I don't really know. Viral can lead to money, but I would not be surprised if she did it. Her saying I took Duke Dennis in the bathroom and this is what I did. We need to bring back shame. Shame needs to come back.
That shit don't exist.
There's no more shame.
There's no more shame. There's no more shame. You know what I'm saying? There's no dick discipline. There's no shame. Everybody wants to record it and monetize. Monetization is key. Monetization is the key word of 2025, 2026, 2027. Monetization. Everything has to be monetized. Even giving influencers and streamers slow neck in the back of a stadium under some bleachers. Monetization. OnlyFans chick got on there. Why? She's a young buck. She wanted to make bread. What she did, she caught a big fish. What she did with the big fish, mounted his ass on the wall. Now she's Gucci. Everybody's looking for that. Shorty would have gave dude slow neck. Bang. What happened? Oh, I gave dude that. Yo, take that shit down. I want you. Let me get 100K.
Yeah. And now you paying for it. And that's why I say if you up, you really have to like be mindful that your name, if somebody can come up off your name, that might be a problem for you.
It's gonna
sometimes
be
you gotta walk away.
You need like dick PR, like a public relations manager that'll just start, NDAing motherfuckers like, yo, sign here real quick. Okay, go. That's how it's got to be nowadays. Yo, you got to NDA shorties before you blow their neck out.
Fold them up.
That's
before
it.
You fold them, before
that
you fold them like
before you break the Raymore and Flanagan, they got to NDA it.
Listen, what if I'm up that much? I got to find a way to get with Jay-Z and Beyonce because we still don't know who Becky with the good hair is.
We don't, but we know he got kicked in the face in the elevator.
Absolutely.
He got scissor chopped in the neck and he's still Gucci and they still together. Why? Because they know how to do business.
But I think it's also because we don't know who that person is. So the embarrassment was really the elevator, which they cause, because if that don't happen in the elevator, we don't even know they have these issues.
She said
Things
the
happen in the
sister at the
elevator.
goon. She goes, yo, I can't do it, but yo, scissor kick him in the face. And then you can make an R&B album looking like a hipster.
It is, you know, you definitely have to be mindful on how you go about. I mean, that CEO, when I was looking at the paperwork, it said he was up like 20 to 70 million. His wife, so he lost his job. She got fired for being a side joint, whatever she was getting paid. And his wife is going to take him to the cleaners. Your kids are embarrassed because now your kids embarrassed, so they feel a certain kind of way. So now you lost a little bit of respect from your kids. That is some. You might as well say that cost him at least 30 million.
Yo, you know what's crazy, bro? Let's speak facts. This how much scumbags motherfuckers are. I'm putting myself in the category, but we all scumbags. Why? Because they show pictures of his wife. His wife is not bad looking, though.
Right.
I would go as far as to say that she's better looking than the side piece. But what? Dudes is dirtbags. New bush is new bush. It doesn't matter how they look. And you know how embarrassed your wifey's got to be that your side chick look worse than her?
It'd be the worst.
It'd be the worst. Yo, we're pieces of shit, bro. We're just looking for like the easy box. I want to put my whole elbow sideways in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I want to choke you out, pull gag balls and executioner mask. I want to put half of your head out the window in that projects after fire escape, allegedly, and just start screaming random shit. When wifey look better. Bro, it's at the end of the day, dog. It's like the hottest chick that you see, you're going to find 10 dudes that's tired of hitting it.
No bull. And if you just go home, if you just think about it, be like, nah, I'm good. You still got the respect of your family. You still got your prestige. You still got your millions. It's again, the most powerful thing I would tell any young man, but it's gonna be hard because he's not gonna listen. Is the ability to say no. The ability to be like, no, I'm good. That is a strong, when you know you can, and you be like, yeah, nah, I'm good, but I appreciate it. That is a level of discipline, but that's a level of power. Because once you achieve that, there's a lot of things. You have a level of discernment that's through the roof.
You might as well have been to in like a Buddhist colony or some shit like that. And just, I can't imagine think about it, like backtracking. Some of these kids in the bread that they're making nowadays off of social media. I could easily sit back and be like, yo, I seen some of the bread that these young bucks is making, washing me, right?
Right.
And wilding out. I would be the biggest hypocrite and hater if I would be hating on these young bucks hustling. Because if I was that age making that bread, my man, stop.
Colombia.
First of all, what Colombia? Bobby, listen, I've had 7 passports. I'd make sure that I have a child in every continent. I'd be what? These children are innocent, comparatively speaking, to what I was doing at that age. And if I had that sort of income, let me tell you that I'd be collecting diseases like Pokemon cards. Bam!
The 90s was a good time.
What?
The 2000s was
stop, bro. Stop. You would have called me Dipset instead of Dipset. Stop. Stop. So I can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? You want to buy an Amiri shirt, you want to buy a cool car, cool. What I'd be doing? Buying whores. I'd be buying clubs out. I'd be doing orgies with more cocaine than Scarface. But you buying a t-shirt that costs $1,000, go ahead and knock yourself out. These kids are different. I'm not going to be mad, fam.
Yeah, especially those who got into that Bitcoin before it went up.
Stop. Yo, I don't even want to talk. Please move on. Because I had an opportunity to buy a Bitcoin. Bro, stop.
Yeah.
This is like one of my biggest regrets in my life, bro. I had an opportunity to buy a Bitcoin and it was something like fucking $1,000. Oh my God, bro. Yo, y'all would have never seen my ass. I would have been in Jamaica somewhere with a delicious chocolatey chick rubbing fucking lotion on my man thongs, just drinking cocktails and shit. Wagwan! Ah! God,
Wagwan!
Give me another rum punch, please. Please.
But listen, while we talking about Jamaica and going on trips, I wish there was more. I wish there's more women in the chat because I got a question. I want to know: are y'all really getting flown out and not like when you forget being flown out? You with a dude or you go on a vacation or something? Are y'all like scheduling that during your cycle? Or are you like, I'm going on vacation, I plan on having a lot of balcony action? Is that not like, so the reason I bring that up, because the Los Angeles Lakers, DeAndre Anton allegedly had this Instagram girlie. They love the Instagram girlies. Had one of them, I think her name is Caribbean Curls with a double S.
That's crazy. I'd never seen him before.
Yeah, she took down her page. I tried to find it. I had to go on the internet and find it. But if you go on the internet, you can find it. It's like Caribbean Curls. She's young.
Crazy.
But,
Don't know who that is.
It's crazy. Everything's upright. Everything is upright. And allegedly, his security, they was in Turks.
God damn. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, flew her out Turks. And she wasn't with, physical contact. And they left her there. Now, let's go with it. How you feel about that? Let's start there. I'll tell you my thoughts.
Okay, I've never flown I've never flown anybody out. But if I did allegedly fly somebody out, we had conversations before flying you out. Yo, listen, this is what we're gonna do, right? Here, skid it. Yo, I'm gonna go to Turks and Caicos, sandy beaches, aquatically blue waters. Are you gonna bring that little bikini I like? Yeah, that's what's up. You wanna come through? That's what's up. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I like it. First class. I'll see you there. You think that conversation didn't happen beforehand? You think he was like, yo, I'm just gonna buy you a ticket so you can come out and just hang out with me so we can hold hands and go to the... You think they wasn't talking weeks before that? And then you're gonna show up talking about, nah, you know what? I think we should just be let's be cool, but enjoy the No, I'm throwing you in the back of I'm throwing you lucky we're not in Africa. I throw you in the safari fucking pit.
Yeah, what? It is, to me, I look at it a couple of different ways, right? You say, all right, anytime somebody get left, that's just kind of messed up, right? You look at it that way. You'll say that's just kind of messed up.
Rather, yeah, I'm sad about it.
Rather, yeah, it's heartbroken. Rather that's be like, hey, meet me up the street 30 minutes away, and you be like, you can catch an Uber. I'm out. Right? People gonna look at that. But I think sometimes you gotta have some discernment. I think, again, I'm not a woman. Wish we had more in the chat, but like if you're a woman and somebody say, hey, hop on this plane out of a country, are you in your mind saying, yeah, I'm just gonna go over there and lay in the pool while he watches me and take some pictures? Are we not doing that allegedly? So that's insane to me. That's insane to me. If you know, hey, me and my wife, me and my girl, we going on a little vacation, and you be like, hold on, what's your cycle again? When I'm booking these planes, you be like, oh no, you gonna be on your whole cycle. So not forget just the sex aspect. You want to be in the pool, you want to relax, you want to. Do you really want to be cramping and going? Like you literally plan vacations around that. At least I know most people do. So to fly out of the country with a stranger, but here's the flip side. Now, with all these new laws, is that prostitution? Like, when did tricking, it seems like tricking, you start looking at the Diddy thing a little bit, and listen, We're not talking about the video with Cassie, him putting hands on her. Everybody knows that is bad. That is horrible.
No, that's
that is horrendous. That is not the conversation we have.
No,
it just seems like the trial was about this motherfucker is freaky. It seemed like that's what I learned from him. Is he freaky?
He a cuck. He like baby lotion. He like to wear a mask. He like to watch. He smacked Shorty up a couple times. That you should get punched in the face for that or chopped in the throat. 100%. Unbelievably like unacceptable. But other than that, like if you're doing some nasty, kinky, freaky shit, do you, fam? Like some of these dudes are so rich they get bored. You know what I'm saying?
I don't ever want to be that rich.
No. Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, let me have 14 dudes to run trains on my shorty. Chill. Like for that, what are we doing?
I want to know where that money is. Where's that cut off at? Because I need to never like if it's like 499 million. You know, you stop at 498.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I don't know. I've never been that rich. God willing, I'll be that rich. Highly doubtful. But if I do, no, I don't think any spirits above will give me that kind of money. Because I wouldn't make it. But that being said, they were like criticizing dude for being nasty. You know what I'm saying? For doing little kinky shit. For being what women read. First of all, how we quickly forget. What is it? What was that shit called? The Christian Grey book? What's that shit called?
Yeah,
50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Choking motherfuckers out. They got a whole room of kinky shit and all this. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Fist fuck, whatever they doing. And you mad at Diddy because he, you know what I'm saying? He throw a little mask on because he hiring those dudes because he's buying Costco boxes of baby lotion. Come on, let's let him live. Don't slack nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you getting your ass played with, that's crazy. But do you go over there though? You being criticized for being a freak, smacking people, crazy. But other than that, I don't know. That's a different level of money, bro. I'm not in that. I'm nowhere near that tax bracket at all.
But so here's what I start. It's certain things I think when it comes to law that certain things should be looked at based on what your net worth is. And what I mean by that is like if the police come in my house and I'm up 400 million, right? But I have like 5 pounds of marijuana in my house, I shouldn't be charged with distribution. I'm too rich. I'm not going to the spot every day to get an ounce. Just load me. I'm rich. I got a safe. I got a safe house in a safe room in the house. Like, just give me my 5 pounds. I'll go see them once every 6 months or however much I smoke. I'm rich.
Yeah.
Now you come in my house now and I got 5 pounds. I should probably be charged with distribution, right? I don't have that money, but like rich people party different. Studio 54. You know, you got bags and bags of coke. That was party, quaaludes and like it. That's usage. They're not going down to Spanish Harlem to pick up some work every time they run out. That's too dangerous for one and for all. So just give me the pound. Give me the pound.
I was born at a different time. My mom's was up in Studio 54. She was telling me stories. I get it. I was wrong I was born in a different time, brother. He tell you. Those were the days. See, my mom OG. I'm trying to do a podcast with my mom. So my mom crazy as fuck. If you think I'm bad. Woo. She would tell me some of them stories of them Studio 54 days. And if you from New York City, you knew about the infamous Palladium. Fam, when you go to a club and there's mirrors everywhere, you know what's going down. You know what I'm saying? That's when the devil's dandruff was poodle. That's when it was regular, acceptable. Now, people just nasty. Now just dirty shit. Let me drink a bottle of NyQuil until I get twisted. Fucking weirdo shit. But yeah, bro, not to deviate off of it, but you can't judge somebody for being a freak when they're in that kind of tax bracket. You judge them for being a dirtbag.
Right.
A dirtbag, disrespectful, abuser, throw them under the jail. for being a freak because you bored and you done hit anything, anytime, anywhere. They're looking for something brand new, something to run the adrenaline, the endorphins, you know. And I don't know what that feels like because I ain't rich, but they how long have they speculated that Will Smith has been on that shit with Jada? Jada was hitting young bucks. You know what I'm saying?
You know about
Getting
it.
hit with the hammers. Come on. And Will Smith was like, oh, that's crazy. You were doing what? I don't see nothing. Stop.
But my thing is, if I'm rich, and again, for the 50th time, you coming on, what he did in the hotel on camera
that's
was
crazy.
despicable. We all know that. Take it away from that. If I have a house in Star Island, I have a house in California, I want my best work. And I go to Georgia and I get some fire out Georgia, like some flames. She is torch. She is Miss Hoover Deuce. She no gag reflex. You are fired. Fires in the chat. I'd be like, well, I'm gonna be in Cali, my Cali house for a week doing some business. I need you to come out here. I needs that. But apparently, if you do that, because there's gonna be some it's I get some work for this and that.
Yeah.
She it's gonna be some bags. It's something. She just ain't coming out there for the Cali life. But apparently, if I do that and I go buy some bags and I want to pay a hotel or something or a room or put you in the penthouse because you that fired and I'm up a Billy, that's considered prostitution. That is crazy. It's like you can't trick no more. It's like, what was the point of getting rich? Most people, when you were young, you want to get rich so you can trick.
Bro, but there's realistically speaking, there's no way that they didn't have a conversation prior. It's a rare occurrence that dude just met Shorty and is like, yo, you bad as fuck. I'm gonna fly you out instantly and whatever. You know they had a mini convo before. He's yo, da. Like they had to have been talking for at least a couple weeks. You knew what time it was. She was trying to get a free trip. And then she was trying to call his cards. And he was like, oh, word? Nah. Get out.
You know, I want to believe that, but we also look at it from the eyes of pre-internet. If you think about, we just talked about young girl who went up to do dinners and she was ready to go. To be honest, if he would have whipped out right there, she would have went. She would have went in front of everybody, right? It took him no effort, but just to walk down the street, right? So if you know these NBA players are multi-millionaires and they just like a comment, jump in your inbox and be like, hey, what you doing? Nothing. I'm in my bed. Be like, hey man, I'm gonna be out Turks. You trying to fly out? I think that's all that needs to be said for the opportunist. If nothing else, they know they got a really good story out of it. If nothing else, they got a shade room story. They got viral moment that can possibly happen. That to people who want attention, that's a win-win situation. No matter how you look at it. I hate it, but
I hate the internet, bro.
But that's a win-win situation. If I'm up 500 million, I like let's say I go on your stories, I like it. You see, I like the comment, and you be like, boy, you better stop liking the comment. I mean, I'm up 500 million. And I'd be like, shit, I'm being, I'm doing some work. I got some video recording. I'm meeting up with Lalabo out Beverly Hills. What you doing? I'm just gonna be in Atlanta for a week. You trying to fly out? I think some people will legitimately pack their bags and be like, yeah, I'll come on out. I don't think it's hey, if you come out, we doing it and we gonna do this. I just think the internet works that way. I always say, man, I think women lost discernment when we lost the landline. Because back in the days, you remember, you had to call you call your girl, what you have to go through? You had to pick up a landline. Who picked up the phone? The parent picked up the
parents.
Phone. And you had to talk to, first of all, you had to speak. How you doing?
And they on the other phone.
And they listening. And you had to go through levels of security.
Yeah. Of
You-
course.
Guys, if you was picking up a girl, you had to go into the house. I drive around and I see guys pull up in the front of the house and the girl come out the door. They don't even go in the house no more. So it's a different game. We old
Of
school.
course,
We
man.
relics.
No, we washed, bro. We're dinosaurs. You know what happens is we're at the age right now that we used to look at people like back in my day, and you're like, yo, stop being so. I'm at that point because I'm on some back in my day, bro. That's what that was living. Right now, we're living in an antisocial, internet flustered. This is the devil. You know what I mean? No social skills at all. And Shorties is looking for a quick lick. A quick lick because they're going to put you on blast on the internet. If you have any kind of status, I'm putting your shit on blast. Because if you nobody, who cares? But if you have a little bit of status or if you make money online, that's the lick. Bang. Done. It's a wrap.
Now, what you think about this? Max, I said, well, is it the internet? It's not to really work on yourself to make yourself a better human, right? A better person to improve yourself. It's work on the image that you are a better human, the image of it. So I say that to say, when you go to clubs or you go to a nice bar or happy hour, people just don't live in the moment no more. It's before we eat, we got to do a reel for the food. Like you gotta pictures, you gotta take pictures for the food. So you can't even enjoy your food without taking pictures. You got to do that because you have to show that you outside living. You have to show yourself in VIP at the table in the bar with the hookah. You have to do that video because you got to show that it was out there having fun. And you walk into these spaces and everybody doing this and everybody doing this. And I remember in the club, I was telling the guys in my last live, like Wednesday night, I remember if I went into a club in this white shirt at 10 o'clock at night, because I wasn't going to be the 8 o'clock and get in kind of guy. 10 o'clock, I'll pay a little bit extra. But 10 o'clock, about time 12 hit or near the end, 2, 3, first of all, the shirt was soaked. I probably had it off. It was over my shoulder. That was partying. And the only way you can get a picture of that is because the clubs had a photographer, and then you had to meet up with that photographer, find out what their MySpace or Black Planet.
Or he got his card.
Yeah, you had to get his card, and they would send it to you. Other than that, there was no other pictures you were getting. So people were having fun. Nowadays, they want to look like they are having fun. And I think it's lost.
It's the flex, bro. We're living in the Sims, my guy. Everybody wants to live in the Matrix. Bro, you won't catch me. I don't think, at least I remember, you won't catch a picture of food on my Instagram. That's crazy. Bro, I'm trying to eat. You know what I'm saying? I've shorty, take a picture for what? You want somebody to know what I'm gonna shit out later? For what? What? This don't make no sense. I'm gonna take picture of fragrances. I'm gonna take pictures of a fragrance spot because it's my business.
Right.
It makes sense. But you're not a food blogger. What are we taking pictures of the drinks for? What do we need to know? See, I'm paranoid, bro. I'm a jaded New Yorker. I'm an old head. I'm a jaded New Yorker. Don't post this shit until I leave.
Oh,
I don't want nobody to know I'm here.
That's off the rip.
I don't want nobody to know I'm here. I'm not doing a live from here. I'm not moving like that because I know how dudes is funny. Dudes is funny. So when you do that, I'm already on 10. I'm not going to have a good time because I'm like this. Unless I'm in Dubai or some place that I'm golden, nah, I'm like this.
Yeah, because it ain't going down there. Yeah.
No, you crazy? No, Dubai's a movie, bro. That's, oh my God. It's fucking fantasy island. But in New York, nah, you post it. If I'm with you, we outside and you doing it live, I'm like, nah, we out. I'm not here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't do a pop-up.
Nah,
you gotta randomly see me.
You crazy. Nah, we good on that shit.
But yeah, so when I say, because I sat back and I'll be like, damn, he wasn't wrong. But then I'm looking at it from 90s eyes. If I look at it in today's terms, it's like that conversation probably never happened. Now, your parents and stuff should have taught you, don't go nowhere with nobody you don't know. Don't get in a car. But we also grew up in the 80s if you got in somebody's car, your parents said, hey, do you know him? Because it was the drug game. It was a lot of murders, a lot of homicides, and a lot of work. So it's like, hey, don't get in that car. Because if they got some coke, some crack, you short. If they got a gun, you short. Be mindful who you get in the car with. We were taught that was a way of survival. So getting on a plane, knowing I don't have the money to fly back, or even if I do, I don't want to spend it. We need to have some conversations, especially as a woman with security. He's a man. What is he? Almost 7 foot. You ain't gonna beat him. Left. Worst case scenario.
Right.
So
I want to be in that state. If I gotta wear a pamper, but I'm still tagging a bat because she's bad. Shorty's bad.
Right.
If I could still clap and still put a pamper on, that's some darn shit. See,
Dion has smokers. Pilar, smoker. Tracy,
he's still a handsome dude in his age, bro. Let's be clear. He's a good-looking dude. But think about this, right? Let's put it all together. All these young bucks, or even the Shannon Sharpes, is looking for the Dion to Carucci. Because Carucci's not going to take him for the bag. Because she's got status out there. She's like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be out here crying because he's got to do. That's what they all looking for. Like a young shorty to hold them down. But Carucci ain't that young, but still, that's what they all searching for. That little golden goose egg. That young shorty that's going to hold it down. That's the golden ticket. Carucci's what, 30-something? Dion is what, 50, 60-something?
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll look it up while you talk.
Bro, you know what I'm saying? That's what you want, a young shorty who keeps you alive, that keeps that energy, that keeps that motivation. You know what I'm saying? That's saddle ups and put spurs on her Air Force. You know what I'm saying? She's just swinging the rope. And then there's crying. Oh, yeah, that's so sad. He's going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? Because she's got bread. She ain't broke. She's not rich, but she's not broke. She's been with high-profile dudes for a mighty minute. But she's not with an OG who's missing a couple of toes and shit. And now he's doing bad. That's what they're looking for. So they got to go through, losing 20, 15, 5 mil to find a possible Carucci. That might be the sauce. Maybe that's what they're looking for. Somebody to keep them vibrant and young and energetic.
See, somebody told me that. I think it was an old head told me. He was like, some people get old and they want to go somewhere quiet. But if you want to be young, it's like you get older and you go move to Austin, Texas, College Station, where you're around young people. Or you have grandkids and your grandkids keep you old because their kids being around youth keep you alive. Vibrant. And you're right. But since the beginning of time, we was in school, the old drug dealers was coming by in the Benz, picking up the hot high schooler.
Of course.
That was a thing. That was a thing.
That's what you aspire to. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know about how other people grew up, but that was my entire life. Those were my role models, were street guys. That's all I knew. Now, in my early 40s, I still have that shit programmed in my brain, fam.
Yeah, get to the money.
That shit ain't never going out. Yeah. Oh, granted, those OG street guys had a different code, right? They moved way different than any Fugazi street guys right now. It was a different code. But you're not going to tell me somebody wasn't doper than the dude on the block, pushing weight with the new whip, fresh to death, with still respect. There were certain dudes that moved different, and those were people that we idolized. At least I did, and still do. Sadly, most of them are gone. I know still a couple of them, and they're doing horrible, but that was the vision. That was the vision. And I still live in that space. I'll be honest with you. I still live in that space. That's how I grew up. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, a code of ethics.
That's it, bro. I still pay respect to one of my OGs is still alive to this day. And I still pay respect to my OG. Even though he's doing bad, horrible. There's no successful black guys. Rarity. But I still pay respect to the OGs. Why? Because I'm wired a weird way. That's just how it is. But those dudes move different. The dudes now, it's all about flash. I want to show bread on the internet. I want to show I got 50 cars and I'm scamming. You dry snitching. What are you doing? You snitching on yourself? That is crazy work. Crazy. Absolutely. Nah, dudes move different, bro. I don't understand. I don't understand this new generation. I don't understand how they move. I'm that stereotypical dude who's like, back in my day, is because it is. Nowadays, you're antisocial, you're living on the phone, you have no social communications at all. You don't know how to speak to a shorty. You're in the club acting like a weirdo. You can't dance for shit. Like, what are you doing? What are you going to a spot for?
You're right. We used to dance.
Bro, you crazy? Of course. You ain't bagging if you ain't dancing.
Don't forget what happened at the end of the night. You slowed it down. You was trying to grab the joint you wanted.
My man, of course, bro. You wanted dance hall to hit because that's the only that's dry fucking.
Bro, we gonna talk about that Sean Paul era?
Stop. Bro, if we're gonna bring up Sean Paul, we gotta bring up Elephant Man, we gotta bring up Bounty Killer, we gotta bring up fucking Movado. You wanted dry fucking. Everybody was dancing. If you wasn't dancing, you wasn't getting no butt. That's it. I don't care how many bottles you had. If you didn't hear, we'll be having a bashment part. That's it. Don't talk to me. You was on the dance floor. You had to be. You was on the wall like this while she was doing whatever she was doing. And you know you closed that deal. Nowadays, these kids are like, ha ha, yo, kid, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop. Can't stand
it. It's crazy, but one of the last things I want to hit, because I want to keep these shows a little bit shorter, see what kind of
facts,
kind of things we get, is what's your thoughts with death etiquette? Death etiquette. Because we go back to showing up and trying to present. So Tracy Ellis Ross, we love her. MILF status, bad, one of the baddest single, never seen with no man. That gotta be torch. That gotta be some torch.
Moms was a piece. Bro. Moms was outside.
And in studio for anyway. When Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace to him, died. She did. I think they was in a TV show together where she was his wife in the show. And she put up a whole bunch of different pictures and, like a rest in peace of all that. And it's like, death etiquette. It's like, is it like, and it's just not about her. It's just in general. It's like everybody wants to one up the person. Rather, it's like, oh man, I just had a conversation with EQ. Let me show you the screenshot of the text message we just had. Like, why?
It's a weird scenario. Everybody's trying to compensate, like overcompensate, or just one up. That's the better way to say it. One up the other person on who had like the most rapport with this particular individual. Now, coming from somebody in her stature who's like notoriously single, and she's cute, bro. She's like a thin shorty, but she got ass. You know what I'm saying? With her curly hair or whatever, for her to start. And then she started posting like cute pictures, right? Like, back shots and shit like that. Like shortly after. Like, what was the purpose of that? To show dude's wife, like, nah, he was blowing my neck out. Or what? I don't know. Like, you trying to do subliminals while he dead? Like,
yeah, what? And I'm sure it was harmless, but it's like, I think people do that a lot. And just in general, it can be anybody. It could be somebody in this fragrance space, and all of a sudden they want to be like, oh, we was the best friends. Let me start throwing up all the pictures I had with this person. It's like, what is that about? especially if you want like family. Like there's family and then there's associates, and I don't know. It's almost like clout chasing the dead. It's like you making it about you and your sorrow instead of, the
No,
family.
it's all about you. It's not about you're not memorializing the dead. It's all about you. It's that adrenaline boost. Oh shit, yo, they were that close? Damn, I didn't know. Yo, I'm sorry for your loss. What? You hadn't seen them in 5 years. What you mean sorry for your loss? Yo, I appreciate it. Thank you. Bro, it's all selfish, dog. It's all selfish. People need that validation. And that all comes from the fucking internet. Why you think trolls exist? That's why trolls exist, bro. Because nobody knows you. But if you get a rally of people in the comments behind you, you get that adrenaline rush. Yeah, yo, you see, he agrees with me. That's it. That's all you need. One. Those receptors start firing, like taking a blast, a key bump. Oh, oh shit. Yeah, you see? And then you get a third and a fourth. Oh shit. You got a rally, a mob behind you. That's the adrenaline rush. That's the crack hit. It hits you for 12 minutes and then you back to like, I need another fix. So I got to troll more to get another fix. That's the internet, bro. That's how it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Your thoughts before we walk away. What's your thoughts on the do you feel like the fragrance space, to bring it back into fragrance? We started with fragrance, kind of ended with fragrance, that it's kind of oversaturated. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I have different thoughts on it, right? So ultimately, I'm going to deviate a little bit I'm going to weave out to weave back in.
Okay.
There wouldn't be a fragrance space if it wasn't for creators. The fragrance brands, marketing, all should bow down to us because we made you. You wouldn't be where you're at if it wasn't for content creators. And that's a fact. Johnny Depp is not wearing Sauvage. His picture in a commercial, his image in a commercial, or his picture on a bus stop wasn't selling you crazy numbers. It was the dude in front of a camera giving his opinion on a scent. What got you those sales? Right? So from the OGs, back before I even started, to present, made the entire fragrance industry what it is. Allowed these multi-million-dollar brands to become that. While motherfuckers is out here like, I didn't get nothing for this. You know what I mean? We built this whole space. Now, how it's transitioned is that people started seeing, oh, you could talk about fragrance and you can, give your opinion on something, or you can shill a fragrance and get a bag. They doing it. Like, why the fuck not? If this brand is going to throw money at you and you could bullshit or whatever, that's it. And it's usually the young bucks, usually. And I can't blame them, bro. Why? Because if you talk to 21, 18, 24-year-old Cuba who was outside, and you tell me I can make a legit bag for saying that I would have done it, bro. I'm not going to lie, I would have done it. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
But I'm thinking from 90s, early 2000 mentality, right?
Right.
I would have done it. Now, I see how some of these young kids is moving, and I've seen some of them in person. And some of them, I'm not going to put shit on blast, but some of them is disgusting. Like, I'll slap the shit out of you just the way that you talking to elders or thinking your shit don't stink because you had a certain, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like this entitlement or whatever. And I'm like, I can't stay over there. I can't. There's
Yeah.
And I've shut down a bunch of shit because I can't be around that element because I don't assimilate. I just stick out like a sword. I can't do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I can't blame them either. They're kids. You're making a bag. You don't know what you want to do in life. You're making a bag. That's on you. You got to live with that. I can't do it.
Do you think that social media in showing that money, right? And we grew up in the era of money. Let's be honest. 16-year-olds, when crack hit, 16-year-olds was driving around in Benzes.
Oh,
right?
crazy.
It's always been money, right? It's always been money.
Absolutely.
The drug dealers of the 80s and 90s had that money and they were 16, 15-year-old, right? And it's like when you give a young person that much money and they look at someone older and they be like, bro, I make more money than you. It's like the money has become the respect, not what you've done. It's what you got.
Listen, my brother, I've had that happen to me. I've had that shit happen to me. I've been in conversations where this version of Cuba wants to talk to these kids and pull them to the side. But the reality is that I'm going to pull this kid to the side and he's going to be like, bro, I'm washing you in bread. You think I'm going to listen to you? You washed. They're not going to listen to me. And it's going to be, their brain is not developed in a way where you can have a civil conversation with them. What's going to happen? It's going to be weird.
Right.
It's going to be a weird combo because you make more bread than me, which is fine. And you're not going to listen to me. There's a couple of dudes that I had conversations with when I was in Dubai that shut up, listened, and absorbed. And I was like, you're going to be successful because you just shut up and listen. But I also saw the other side of the coin of some dudes like, yeah, all right, whatever. And all I wanted to do is just whap. Why? Because you ain't got nothing else to fall back on. You're making a quick bag now, but you're not thinking the long game, fam. And these people are looking at you and talking about you like you crazy.
It's like being a whore.
100%.
Right? It's like we can give him or her money, and they're gonna say whatever they're gonna say. They're gonna do what we say we're gonna do, they're gonna sell, 100%. And they're gonna pimp it out to their viewers, and then their viewers are gonna buy it. We're gonna give them a percentage, but the percentage that we're making is only a small percentage of what we're giving them, but they'll be happy and satisfied with the little bit with the money we give them, because that's a lot of money in the grand scheme.
Of course, bro. The amount of money some of these kids is making, jarring. Jarring. When I tell you your fucking jaw would fall on the floor, it's an understatement. Kids. But they don't know how to move. And this is why I'm grateful that I'm from the generation that I'm from and the way that I move when it comes in the fragrance space. See, someone like me, and I keep it a stack, always. You see me from the bedroom to the fire escape to this $50 camera to the bed not being made in the background. I come from nothing, right? To being moderately successful, whatever that gamut is in that space. To seeing that you have to move with a certain kind of etiquette and pride and establish your brand at a certain level and hold that. And brands will respect that all day. But when you whore yourself out and it's all about the bag, people are like, yeah, no, there's no longevity in that. There's no longevity in that at all. And these kids move about, I'm trying to get the quickest check the fastest possible. There's no long game. It's about now, today, and everything else, fuck it.
Yeah, that's because I feel like I see it a lot through TikTok. You know,
it's all TikTok, brother.
Yeah, and that's the thing that scares me about certain rooms, because I'm like, yeah, I'm just different in me also being different. I don't have the tolerance for certain things. So I'll be like, I'll find my core group of OGs, old heads, and be like, yeah, I'm over here. Listen, I'm happy. Get y'all money, do y'all thing. I just can't really be over there with you. And that's okay. I know where I get in where I fit in. And that's okay.
It's like already the old head. It shit don't make no sense.
Yeah.
It's not smart. It's not smart for what am I gonna do with a 22-year-old who's blowing me out of the water and bread, right? What am I gonna talk to this kid about? We're not on the same level. What are we gonna talk about? Tell me. Just like dudes, like old heads who's banging old shorties, I mean young shorties, what am I gonna talk to this young buck about? You think I'm gonna sit down, have a couple of whiskeys, and try to spit life knowledge when he's making 3, 4, 5 times what I'm making, and he's gonna listen? No way, bro. He's not gonna listen. He'll be like, "Oh, fuck yourself, bro." And
Yeah.
that's fine. I'd be on that tip too. But the longevity ain't there. These motherfuckers ain't diversifying the portfolio. They're not building brands. They're just
Selling.
they're not
They're
building
just
brands.
selling.
They're just selling. And that's cool. Sales at the end of the day, sales is what's made the country multi-million dollars. That's what it does. Commission sales, all that's what makes millionaires, right?
Right.
But there's sales and there's integrity and ethics. Those two things are very strong because sales is one thing and a very powerful tool. But when you can incorporate integrity and ethics in that, oof, that trifecta right there can build generational wealth if you manipulate it correctly. But you can't tell these kids that. You can't. They're about the bag. I want to get the Amiri jeans. I want to get the Louis bag. I want to get the S class. I want to get the new whatever. All right. I get it. Do it. I just hope someday something knocks your head. And you're like, you wake up and you're like, yo, I fucked this money up bad. I had an opportunity to make generational wealth. But right now, it's all about the flex. The internet flex. Because these kids ain't chilling with nobody. It's all about the internet. It's flexing for strangers.
Yeah, that's what I'll be like. Are y'all really outside?
No, bro.
It's like you're not really outside. It's like
these kids ain't outside, bro. It's all internet flex. I'm gonna get this whip so I can show it on IG. I'm gonna stay in this room so I can show it on IG. I want to call my boys or be like, yo, can we find a way to fly one of my G's out so we can experience this shit together? No, these kids are flexing for strangers. What does that do for you, bro? That's 60 seconds of endorphins. What is that gonna do for you? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's deep, man. I like going where we went, started with fragrances, ended with fragrances. Y'all don't know what we gonna get into. We're at about an hour and 25 minutes, 126 still riding with us, man. Listen, Cuba got this. And anytime we can build with y'all, add a little bit of up and tree behind the doors that Cuba know. That they say and have a sense of it.
At the end of the day. And like any other business, and there's people who move strategically with sponsorships or whatever. When you lay the proper foundation, you can do whatever you want in this space, in any space. And mind you, I'm in the jewelry space and the fragrance space. So I deal with multi-million-dollar brands on two different spectrums that have and all they're looking for is one thing: exposure. That's it. They're looking for exposure. And if you leave a lasting impression on a brand, this is my ethics, this is what I stand on, this is what I'm not going to compromise on, this is what I'm willing to do, and this is the value that I bring, all they're going to do is respect it. That's it. And you hold that respect and learn how to say no, and you'll understand how Millionaires can be made in these social media spaces in whatever aspect you want. And you can have ethics, be successful, hold your ground, and go to sleep at night super comfortable, knowing that you held, nobody came into your crib with their shoes on when you told them to take it off. It's easy. It's easy to give your opinion. It's easy to make bread, but it's easy to lose your identity. And the camera don't lie. The camera picks up all the bullshit nowadays. So everything is subjective. Enjoy the content. You can easily read who you fuck with and who you don't fuck with. And if you don't fuck with them, but you think there's a little bit of glimmer of hope in that, test before you buy, sample, and take everything with a grain of salt. Think of it as entertainment first, and everything else is subsidiary. And stay sexy. That's important.
Absolutely, people. So that's going to be our show. And listen, man, I had a great time. We talked a little bit of talk, had some fun, a little bit of entertainment, and brought y'all some game. Again, at the end of we wasn't.
I don't know nothing.